What up, man? Peace. Coming to you live from the house. This is the Sir John Legion, and I am here with
Jesse Mayo.
Aidan.
Man.
the Lord with the Sword, Sir John Legion. But we want to welcome you guys back to the dopest podcast ever to be spawned from the Queen City herself. We are the Queen City Psychos, and we welcome you to episode 11 of the Queen City Psychos podcast on April 13th, 2020. How you guys doing, man? What's up, fellas?
We're
Bored.
doing pretty good.
We just out here
Really,
chilling.
really bored.
Everybody's doing well. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's in the right mind.
Yes,
Yeah,
Still,
sir.
yeah. I'm feeling good.
great, great,
Yeah.
great. For those of you that are listening, I mean it's pretty much common knowledge at this point, but our our lovely campus is was shut down back in let's see, what was that? The third was that the third week of March, I believe, where we got the mandate.
I want to say
Yeah.
yeah, the third week of
Yeah,
March.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was definitely one of the last people to leave, but yes, due to the uh, pandemic, which at this point is, I mean, became global not too long ago.
Hence
So
the
I think we,
pan in pandemic.
what did I say?
No, well, you said pandemic, which became global. I was like, hence the pan in pandemic.
Oh,
Yeah.
pandemic. Yeah, because I think I honestly think if we're gonna upload this video on YouTube, I've been watching a couple videos, and I think we're not allowed to. I think like we'll
You're
get
not allowed to
penalized.
say the word. They'll
Yeah,
be like, no, you can't say that.
yeah, we
I
can't
don't
say it.
exactly know
So we're for the sake of this episode, we're gonna refer to it as the Fire Nation because everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
that
So,
works for me.
so we're referring
It
to it
works for
as the
me.
Fire Nation.
That's the Fire Nation.
Fire.
The
I
Fire
like
Nation.
it. So the Fire Nation has taken over.
Tis a big rip. A lot is lots being ripped from today's world, my dudes.
Yeah,
Oh
business. Yeah,
yeah,
and
literally.
businesses in general are taking, across all, uh, they're all taking hits, man. At least all non-essential ones, anyway.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm glad that I work at where I work. You know, I get to. I mean, of course, I work at Lowe's Foods, but people come in, you know, shop for their groceries. I mean, because where I work is considered essential. You know, I'm glad I
Hmm.
have my. There's a lot of people who are I don't know the exact number, but it's somewhere. I think it might be over 6 million, and it may be more. But have filed for unemployment. So, I mean, it's serious.
Yeah, six. I think last I heard about 6 million or 7 million.
Yeah, I think some people are looking at both sides of it, which I kind of understand. Which is, like they may say by the end of the month, like April 30th is when people are talking about shit open. But I see both sides, which some people are saying no, I don't know, because a lot people are dying, but then the other side, some people might not be able to feed their family. So I kind of see both sides of it, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle.
My thing about it, from what I've seen, is that people aren't exactly taking it seriously. Like, there's people that are taking it seriously, staying inside and stuff like that. But there's like videos of people outside still and just having like block parties or having like parties for like their kids. And
That's
no,
mainly the young people.
no, I mean, I've seen like the, I guess, millennials. Like, millennials are like 30 years old, right? Millennials are like the 30-year
Yeah,
olds,
yeah, yeah.
25-year olds, right? So those
Anybody
kind of
born after
ages, they're all
80? Anybody born after 80, I believe.
after
1980.
80.
Yeah,
So 80 is the cutoff, and then 81 is
I
80
believe.
millennial counting.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, what you call it? Because like them people those age, like they're like 30, 40 years old. They're the millennials. They're the ones sitting there outside having like whole parties, just like, I forget it. It's the more of the older people, like, the 70-year-olds, and the people who are our age, who are inside with their family. They'll stay inside. stuff like that. If they're stuck inside with their family, if they're people are responsible enough to say, hey, let's stay inside. But from what I'm seeing, it's been like videos of people outside, just out there, just they don't care. And I'm like, yo, we're not gonna get any better until the rules set out for us.
Yeah, because
I
they've
would.
been told,
Sorry.
well, you're young, so you're not really going to be affected. So that's probably why.
That was the first. That was one of the first things they told us.
Yeah.
Back in late January. Yeah, I remember that. And then about, I mean, people kind of took that, and about not a week, but I almost said a week. I think about maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I started hearing news on TV and on YouTube that people under the age of 30 and teenagers and children were contracting it and they were dying. So
Hmm.
chuck
Well,
that.
at the same time, unless you have some sort of mutated gene, like no one's completely immune to anything. It's just
That's right.
a very, very decreased chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's more like you have less of a getting it more than you can't get it at all.
Yeah, for
And I
sure.
think I think that's what people aren't understanding. They just think they're totally
And you got
immune
to be
from it.
you got to be clear
I don't
too.
mean to sound I don't mean to be hyper cynical, but when news of this kind of went global, I mean not global, but when it got to the point where it was basically considered the government was considering this a national security issue. I knew that there were still going to be people out there that, regardless of age, but obviously people under I'd say 50 or 40 that were not going to heed the advice and they weren't going to take this seriously because when we got the notice to leave campus, especially like right here in Charlotte, people were still going out to the club, and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not really surprising. I mean, some people were just going to be ignorant about it. But, I mean, that's just and that's humanity for you, man. Some people just
Um, I do think that during this time, like I'm starting to realize it's really exposed a lot of us as a people. Like as far as how clean we were, how clean we were eating, or we washing our hands like we were supposed to. These are things we should have been doing from the get go.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Like we
saying?
really,
Like,
really like ran out of toilet paper. Like
Yeah.
people weren't using toilet paper before this. They were like, we don't really need this. And then now we have a pandemic. Everyone's like, we know what? Maybe I should start wiping.
oh my god,
I,
yeah, that's
I'm
definitely.
sorry, I just could not wrap my head around how people could be how people could fall for. I mean, I don't know where that tip or that advice came from, what source that came from, but people who were just spending hundreds of dollars on toilet paper. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you don't know how long this is gonna go. You more than anything, you need food and water during a pandemic. Okay, you got nourishment really is your number one priority. But I'm not saying might not need toilet paper, but I mean, I know you guys saw videos, on on the internet, people just buying up. I mean, like ridiculous amounts of toilet paper, and it's like, okay, what happens when you spend all that money on toilet paper? What happens when you run out of food? What you gonna eat then?
I
You
can
don't eat the
attest to that.
paper.
Yeah, you gonna have to start eating toilet paper.
You said you can attest to that, bro.
Yeah, I can attest to that because like I said, I work at Lowe's, and the toilet tissue aisle is completely wiped out. It's like really, really toilet paper.
There are
That's
all
like the
kind of
one
memes.
thing. Mhm.
I said, yeah, you guys know how much I hate memes, but I couldn't help but laugh. That there are all type of memes on Instagram and on Facebook. I'd see of people making fun of making fun of people who like were buying up like unnecessary amounts of toilet paper. That actually that was I was actually enjoying memes at that point, looking at some of them. They were actually pretty funny.
What I think is funny is like I understand maybe purchasing a little bit more than you normally do, but it's not like you're gonna go through it at a quicker rate. You know what I mean?
It just feels pointless. and just extra.
Again, I
Yeah.
don't know where it came from, man, but it, whoever sent it out, whoever source that came from, I mean, it just spooked a lot of people. So I'm imagining a lot of people were all listening to the same source and
It
getting.
probably was the toilet paper companies like sliding in propaganda to make people buy their stuff.
And I've seen
Or
a
maybe it came
lot of
from
Charmin
CNN. I don't
ads.
know.
Oh yeah, huh?
Think about it.
No, no. I mean, I guess it does. I mean, it would make sense to do that. I mean,
They'd be like, "Hey, during this pandemic, we can make you freak out. Let's just slide in like a little propaganda about using toilet paper more often, save you from getting the Fire Nation." And
Like
then
Yeah.
all of us have watched YouTube within the past week for at least a semi decent amount of time in one sitting, correct?
Yeah.
yeah,
yes. Well,
Okay.
I'm on YouTube. I probably watch it more than anybody. I'm probably on.
Yeah, probably. So, okay, let me guess. Each of you have seen at least three Charmin ads in the past week.
I have.
yeah.
I honestly haven't been paying attention, but
I mean, I try to skip
probably.
them as fast as possible, but
I
yeah,
know, but like you still get Charmin ads all the time.
Yeah.
like you see it and you're like, "Oh man, another ad." But yeah, you do see more like the stock for toilet paper is going up, and
Yeah.
like that's something that's important. Yeah, the great time to invest in like the whatever like company does ramen noodles, invest in the company because they're making a lot of money right now.
Well, that's
I've
Invest
also
in
always
safe.
toilet
That's
paper.
because it's like, um, to invest in things that like you know are not going to fail, like those essential brands. You know what I mean?
hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good idea. Hey, listeners, he's telling you good money making schemes right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because it's like if you know things like that that aren't going to fail, because there's not. It's not like we're gonna lose market for toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's gonna always need toilet paper.
yeah. Now, granted, those stocks are probably a lot higher than the other ones. To uh, like that's a lot higher than other possible companies and bonds or shares or whatever else you want to buy or however you want to invest. But it's like now is a great time to invest because once this inevitably does clear up, like the people, like those companies are going to be coming back full blast. And since you spent a ton of money on your very cheap shares, you're going to get tons, like tons once they kick back up.
Yeah, that's really true. Yeah. I I will say the one thing that I say benefits from all of this, I get free time, for myself because I have nothing to do, no school, just kind of just school work.
Yeah. It's kind of nice though to have like this time. I mean, after a while, it gets
I agree.
a bit rough, but it's like it's not like I haven't. It's not like I've been sitting here every day like, oh, this sucks. There's nothing to do. Like I found ways to
No,
fill my time. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get to that point eventually. I'm banking on it being probably like the end
Yeah, like
of
the last week or
April.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
end of April, probably near the top of May. I'm probably gonna be like,
To be
but
honest, it's like the school stuff is actually kind of like giving me something to do. Like, so I don't totally mind it.
I can agree with that. I can't remember the last time where I mean, guys, honestly, I haven't turned on my television in. I think it's almost. I mean, my own television. I mean, we do keep one on in the living room, but as far as mine, I haven't really watched TV in almost 2 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched any TV since I've gotten back home, and you know,
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of like I don't know. I'm
just
just
been
kind of
finding
over it at
things
this
to do.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
One
will
thing I
say,
can say.
oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Sorry. One thing I was gonna say is I know for sure streaming services are making hella
Oh,
I
money.
they're banking right now, man.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
Straight making cash
What
off of me.
What have y'all been watching?
Well, I mean, I subscribed to Disney Plus back in December, so
Oh,
um, so I was already watching.
Well, either way, I mean, what you been up
Um,
to?
I can say from what I've been is kind of anything I haven't been that I've been meaning to watch. I just never got a chance.
Yeah.
So like I checked out the show on who it's like firefighters, but like the office. So like the jokes are they're there, but you're supposed to laugh at them because the camera's pointing at the person, they're looking at them, that kind of thing. It's really good. I'm really enjoying. Um, that's one I'm trying to binge watch right now. I'm checking out a few animes. I'm just picking up on different shows I haven't been watching and kind of just trying to get back into the binge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one thing I will say is, and this is a little bit more on the serious side. Like I feel like this kind of exposes how much, and not all of us, especially not us, like a lot of people, how how we've as a country, how a lot of us have lost a lot of faith. You know, how I don't know. I guess we would much rather, because I've been in conversations like that where I try to look at the positive, and eventually we're gonna, this too shall pass, and a lot of people for some reason just don't want to hear that. They would much rather hear, oh, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna, and it's like, why would you want to hear it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, why?
They're being Debbie Downers for no reason. I
Yeah,
think it's
it's like,
because people want to see the worst in the situation and that there could be a better option or there could be a way to improve.
Let me say this. I mean, it doesn't. Well, for one, number one, you do have to be a realist. I don't necessarily know if it's so much people being Debbie Downers. I mean, honestly, from I can only speak for myself, but most of the people that I watch on YouTube, most people that I talk, well, all the people that I talk to, they've been everybody's been relatively positive. You know what I'm saying? Positive about the whole thing. I think it really depends on who you're listening to, who you're communicating with during this time. But me personally, there this and again this may sound somewhat cryptic, but there have been some positives that have come out of this. Number one, I've been reading my Bible a lot more
Good man.
than I had, yeah,
Yeah,
in
same,
recent
same here.
years.
What you been reading?
Um,
Just quick offhand. I just want to know.
oh no, no, that's fine. Uh, Passover was this past Sunday, right?
Hmm?
I said no for Passover. I was reading Matthew
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, same. I've been in there too.
well, yeah, watching some. Well, here's the thing. I started out watching some videos on just different scriptures and hearing the interpretation. So I started in Matthew, which is funny because for my most recent birthday, my mom, the birthday card that she sent me, it was a card that it was actually in the birthday card there was a scripture from Matthew in it at
Oh,
the
that's cool.
end.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've been in Matthew, Mark, and First John. So
can I ask a question for the chat
yeah, go.
or for the group? Does anybody here have any uh or any do they have any family members living close by that are uh elderly, like anybody
Yeah, I do.
living? Yeah.
No. But no, I don't. My name is Texas, but that's probably the only oldest I can probably go. She's probably the oldest in that range that's dealing with it, that can deal with it. She's not, doesn't have anything, but
Oh no, well I was just asking how I was just wondering how any of you guys if you had any family members that live nearby that were elderly because I posted on my grandmother's birthday was a couple weeks ago. I posted it on Facebook and she's I mean, she's been very, very cautious. She's been, very persistent and making sure that she doesn't contract it. And so we actually threw party for over a house, but we didn't. And I mean, I say this in the post, but she didn't want us, touching. We were basically doing. We basically threw her birthday party, but while it was social distancing though. So
Oh
yeah, no
wow.
hugs or kisses or nothing like that.
I mean, at least you were there. It's the thought that counts. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely no. I'm
Yeah,
trust me. I was happy, man. My grandmother. I mean, she turned 89, man.
that's what's up.
That's a
That's an
blessing.
It's
absolute
awesome.
blessing.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, yeah. That's an absolute blessing. So, just the fact that she's still here, because yeah, I mean, hey, nobody knows. No man knows the day or the hour, and you got to cherish everybody that you love while you can. Right? I've already lost one to this, so
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
wanted to say one thing too because I think I cut out um when I was saying it, but I think um going back to what I was talking about earlier, I have to say this because I think being that we have the platform that people are listening to us and they want to hear certain things. I think for me, I have to say that words are powerful and words can, change certain realities. I think at some point we have to start looking at things and saying, okay, how can we how can we look at this or how can we move this in a positive direction? You know,
Yeah,
and as far as like for me, and this is what I was talking about earlier, and I completely understand you, Tyler. A lot of people are realists, but I think at some point we have to start saying, okay, wait a minute, we have to understand how powerful we are as human beings, how our words um, can change certain things in our beliefs. So, for example, I could say
Mhm.
something like, I believe this will, this will, I believe we'll have school in August. And then somebody might say, oh, I don't really see that happening. I think when you proclaim things, you have to understand that's really what you're doing is you're proclaiming that, a negative outcome or, you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was just saying. I
So,
mean, but we've been. I mean, this is not the first pandemic in human history, man. Like I mean, mankind has persevered through things through this before. This is not the first time this has happened. You know,
Follow the precautions that people are giving you, the way to
that's
make sure
right.
you stay healthy
yeah,
and stay
Making
clean and
making his
listen.
power.
Yeah, yeah. I think the only thing I have a entire thing is that people to the precautions that are being given out. They're only just listening like, oh, we can't be outside. Oh, that means I'm going to deliberately go outside now. Like that's not helping. That's not helping us get past this. That's only adding on more money. Maybe the chance of a militia coming through and telling you have to be inside, and they
Yeah,
aren't even doing that.
martial law.
You know?
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say no one wants martial law.
No.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So just listen to
nobody
what
wants
people are
that.
telling you.
That's right. And again, whatever faith you have, because I know in a situation like this, not everybody, but some people, situations and circumstances like these, for some, regardless of what regardless of what faith they have, something like this could definitely test that. And but I mean, again, in the Bible, there's, if you read the Bible, it says that there are obviously going to be, as they say, trials and tribulations and tough times. I mean, let's,
Oh yeah,
and I know this, so all you really can do is as I'm not sure what passage it is, but you do have to hold fast and obviously stay positive. That's absolutely a big thing, because once you lose hope, that's you don't ever want to get to that point mentally, regardless
yeah,
of I think regardless of whatever you believe in. now for to speak, me personally, I like I said, I've just been following, like E-Man said, the precautions, and trying to do my best. I actually, my mom actually had to force me to go outside after I'd been home for about 2 weeks. Like I think I've only really been out of the house since I got home. I've only been out about three times.
I mean, you just you keeping it safe,
Yeah,
staying
yeah,
home.
just keep it side. But there's the thing. She's a. I mean, I won't say. I'm not saying I'm not an outdoorsy person, but I'm saying I can. I don't know. Staying in, it's a lot easier for me to like go on to like go on like streaks or days like this and like not go outside. But I mean, it's easier for me, and obviously for some people that might be a little bit hard to do. But she likes to go out a lot more.
Yeah.
But every time I go outside, it feels good. I mean, we went a couple days ago. Me and my mom, we went walking. I think that was the third day that I actually went out. The second day, I think was when we went over to grandma's and threw her a birthday party. And the very first day I went out, when I got home, and like I said, I'd been home for about at least a week and a half. Was to do some yard work, trim the hedges. So
Yeah. Staying active. That's good.
Yeah.
and plus I got my mini fridge in my room with me. So
Oh yeah, you're straight,
Mine's
man. You got.
yeah.
mine is still in my room on campus.
Yeah,
Man,
mine's is
you should
too.
have brought. I don't know how people didn't. I was just gonna say this. I was like, if you have a mini fridge, it would be smart to. Wouldn't it be smart to bring that home with you? That way.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't expecting it to go this way, and I had left a
Oh
couple
yeah, I
days
get you. Yeah,
beforehand, so I was expecting to be able to
yeah,
go back. You know
yeah.
what I
My
mean?
roommate did too. He left a couple things in the dorm, and but I mean, right before he left, I told him I was like, man, I mean, we don't know how long this thing is gonna last. So, and my mom was very adamant. She told me to bring everything home, and I probably objected to it at first, but she told me just like what she told me is what I told my roommate. She's like, I mean, you don't really know how long this is gonna go, so better be safe than sorry. But I understand. Yeah, I know you weren't the only one that left some of your belongings on campus. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one thing that people are gonna just follow the rules. I'll be back. Weeks. Nah.
Yeah.
uh, I'm still home.
So how do you guys think? How do you guys think life is going to be after this?
It's gonna be
Uh,
interesting, but I don't think it's gonna take us long to go back to normal.
What I
no,
feel is gonna
Like, do
happen
you
is I
think
feel
people
like
are going to be more precautious? Like, they're going to start washing their hands
no.
more, or
some will, some won't. Like I said, um, some
There's still
people
gonna be those
will.
people that want to spite and just do stuff just to be that person or
now
just
if
be
somebody
outside of
sneezes
the
on me,
crowd.
that's a fade right there.
So it's gotta drop them right there.
Right there. I don't care if it's a 5-year-old.
I mean, I'm sure there's some people walking around who have that attitude right now. Definitely, yeah. Somebody sneezes on, their problems might ensue.
That's basically fighting words right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there have been some incidents and some confrontations, happening in and outside, in like parking lots of shopping centers. I don't think nothing too crazy. I don't think I've watched any videos or heard any stories about anybody dying. At least I haven't, from any altercations, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard one interesting thing that like Chicago gone like the shooting murders gone down because of this thing.
well,
Like, come on, bro. Like that's what we
like I
really.
said, look, as cryptic as it sounds, there are some positives. There are some there's some level of nuance to this to the what y'all call it, the Fire Nation virus. Yeah, there've been small positives to come out of this, depending on how you look at it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
like I'm like, all right, so y'all like, all right, I'm staying inside, not gonna
But think about it,
take
man. This
this
is what it
L.
took.
This is what it took for Chicago to be like, maybe we just stop shooting each other. like, I don't know. I think maybe it's just
For the time
them
being.
for the time. You know what? They looked at each other across the street. They was like, "I don't want to see you die because I want to see you die by my. Let's go inside
Yeah.
and wait this out."
Yeah, let's wait till September that we can start back.
I've seen a couple of what you call it 18 months before sporting events and concerts and stuff like that can start coming back.
I honestly think um, the NFL season. I think all this will be. I mean, I don't know what will happen or how low we'll have to get the number of cases will be until a lot of these different organizations decide that it's safe to continue with with sports. But I think I don't think the NFL is going to suspend their season because that starts in August. I think by that point things will have died down. But I mean, I'm just speculating. I really don't know. But I mean, like I said, that's it's 3 4 months away. So I think all this will be over right around the time football season starts. So,
I think it will be. Even Dr. Fauci said um, he believes that we'll be able to take vacations during the summer. So I think it'll, you know,
I mean, if everybody
so
does what they're supposed to do, then it's likely.
yeah.
If you stay inside, this will be way quicker than y'all think.
Yeah.
But y'all just want to be belligerent and extra. That's my only thing. Like, if we just moved from them people being extra all the time, we probably could see progress and it getting better quicker than how it is now. How we have speculations for like months later it's gonna get better instead of it being maybe we have 2 months or 1 month
Wait a
until
minute,
it
wait a
gets
minute.
better.
Who was that pastor that had a whole service? I
You
forgot
mean
the
to do that
name.
spit?
Yeah. Do you guys know who I'm
Uh,
talking about? Like,
Dude, that thing
I,
was funny.
I didn't watch any service. I just like I said, I was just watching. I mean, I
No, it
was
was it
watching
was a
videos, but I didn't watch any Sunday service on.
it was a clip of the pastor talking about, and he was like, "I spit on you," and then he did like a little big
oh yeah,
spit.
he was like, his eyes are scary. I can tell you that. I was
Uh,
like, oh no, that's a demon in there.
I would have the I'd have to send the y'all definitely
Aiden, do you know
that.
his name?
No,
Have you seen the
Oh,
video?
no, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send it when this episode is over. But that video was crazy. I was like, dude, you really? I mean, I get it. Like, profess and claim that the whatever this pandemic is going on will be taken away. Do what he has to do to get rid of it. But it just seemed a little extra. The whole like spitting and he had that whole like crazy look in his eye. I was like, all right, I get what you're going for, but it seems a little extra.
yeah. Uh, on a let's do you guys mind if I switch gears? I mean, I got another question, but
Yeah,
I was wondering,
yes, please.
is anybody that bummed out? I'm just curious about how you guys feel. Have you guys been that bummed out that you haven't had any new movie releases since I'd say what, mid-February? Honestly,
Not really.
it has not bothered me.
Nah, it hasn't bothered me either.
I think it's the way they're doing it is actually okay. Like for home view, you can just watch it at home. So like some movies are coming out,
Yeah, they're
watch
releasing
at
them
home.
on
Like The Invisible Man is at home, came out at home. So like there's a way to get around it. Like pretty
yeah,
cool.
now that we have streaming services there is, yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm honestly having like a big issue with it because any movie I've been curious about watching, it's kind of just been releasing on its own.
yeah.
I mean, some films that have been pushed back, like there are two things that are happening, and I usually follow. I mean, I usually follow channels that report on what Disney decides to do. That so some of the Disney films are being pushed to the fall, and this includes Marvel MCU films, and some are being, some whose release dates are coming up, like we're in the next few weeks, they're releasing them onto streaming. They're either pushing the dates back for a film that I'm assuming, which the blockbuster films, I guess is what they're doing. For the blockbuster films, they're pushing those back, and the more smaller films are releasing on the streaming services. So
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's definitely um
although
something
Black
that
Widow, I
can
think, is getting released to streaming. I think.
Black Widow is.
I think so. Yeah.
That's yeah. I like that they're doing that way because I still want to watch my movies regardless if I don't. It's kind of better. I'm not going to the movie theater to see that movie. Like I think they
Yeah.
did that with Onward, the new
Yep,
Pixar
they
movie.
did.
I still haven't watched it. My little brother's watched it like 5 times already. Still haven't sat down and watched it, but I'll do it one time.
What? Let's see. I guess it depends on whatever source you go to, but I'm looking at uh I just googled Black Widow. So April 24th was the original, I believe was the original release date. Um, and that's obviously, let's see, 11 days from now. But I don't see anything. So I think I was wrong. The release has been pulled, obviously, due to coronavirus, but I don't see any recent news about it being released to Disney Plus officially. I'm not seeing anything, at least not yet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another comic book
Oh,
movie that was supposed to come out before Black Widow? Like,
I
was
don't think so. I don't remember anything.
I don't know, but I knew they pushed back Fast and Furious. They pushed that one
That's a
back.
good thing.
What about like
oh, I
Birds
heard
of
about
Prey or
that.
whatever?
Yeah, that got pushed back, didn't it?
I don't know, maybe.
Was that
Oh,
the ninth one?
well, I mean, look, I'll Google it. I'll Google it. I mean, I can. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's Fast and Furious 9.
How many Fast
Um,
and Furious they're gonna make?
dude, that release date is oh, until they're gonna make as many as they can till people stop, just stop paying money to see them.
Yeah,
So they stop making a boatload of money off of them. That release date got pushed back to has been pushed to next year, April 2nd, 2021.
yeah. You know what I think it is about Fast and Furious movies? I think it's because it evolved over time. Like
I
first
ain't
it was
about
just
races
about
no more,
racing.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just
we
about
covered
racing at
this in the
first.
the 2010. I
Yeah,
mean the
in the
I
'09
figured
video.
as much, man.
It was in episode
Dude,
9 when you were talking about the tens.
we could talk about that for a whole
Oh,
episode about how bad Fast and Furious movies are. Put that on the
yes, we
queue list.
could.
We're gonna have to discuss about how horrible they're getting. I think the one thing about it is that they're consistent. That's one thing I can say about them.
you
Let me
think they're getting
see.
horrible?
Yeah, they're consistently putting some out. I mean, just as wacky as they get. I guess that's the one way to put it is that you feel like you can really watch. This is something I'm never gonna see again because this is just so off the wall.
So, is anybody speaking of comic book movie news? Has anybody seen the what the Ezra Miller video of him choking that one girl out? Or
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Flash. I saw it. Yeah,
oh, Aiden hasn't seen this.
Well, I don't. I also don't care.
it was wild, bro.
So just type in. I mean, if you can pull up your internet while you're on Discord, just type. All you gotta do is type in Ezra Miller, and the video should come right up.
I'll do it on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check that out because it was kind of. I was like, oh gosh, this dude.
He must have. I mean, I've seen videos on. I've already seen videos on, and people giving their own personal analysis. I don't really know what the story is in full, but or what really happened. But I mean, he was. I just know he was coming out. He was walking out of a bar in Ireland, So he's
Hmm.
probably a little tipsy.
I hope whatever transpires because of this, we get a clear explanation on why he did it. That's all I really want to know.
I
And
don't know.
that they drop him and recast another actor to play Flash because I do not like Ezra Miller as Flash.
You didn't like him? I personally like
I didn't at
the
all.
feel he gave
At
the character.
all. I did not like it
Dude,
at all.
He was
they had to edit his when he was in those scenes in Justice League where he was running, that they edited that. That's not the way he was running. He was running so awkward uh during when they were shooting it, right? That they they had to edit his running style so that it looked more natural, I guess.
it looked weird to begin with, so they had to edit that.
Exactly, right? So imagine if it looked weird in the final cut. Imagine what it looked like when they were on set.
Yeah,
My
you know
only
what I think.
what? Yeah, go ahead.
I think a lot of these, people like with action and stuff, they need to take notes from Keanu Reeves. That's what they really need to do. Like,
For
didn't he do
running?
a lot of, huh?
I'm guessing the Matrix.
I
It
said
just
for running. I mean, he's the Flash. All he had to do was run.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about, yeah, well, that, but especially as far as like doing his, didn't Keanu Reeves do a lot of his own stunts and,
Uh,
stuff like
He
that?
does all of his own, doesn't he?
Tom
yeah.
Cruise
I
does.
think he practiced a lot for the John Wick movie, working on learning like the technique and the fighting style for doing John Wick.
I know there's.
Well,
I've always
Keanu Reeves
respected
is
actors that do their own stunts.
yeah, and
I know
Keanu Reeves
Jason
he's a
Momoa does a decent amount of his.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But he's
and
also a massive dude, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't
who's
hurt him
gonna
as
hurt
much.
that?
Jesse, to your point, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Keanu Reeves is a black belt in like he does have a martial arts background. I'm gonna look it up real quick, but
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, I'm almost certain he has a black belt in something.
He's a
Hmm.
lethal weapon.
So yeah, he has
He can't
he's
beat me.
had
That's all I
sufficient
know.
he has a sufficient amount of years of training in in combat. Like that's known. That's known.
Hmm.
Um, let's see what particular discipline it is. I'm not sure about. Let me do some digging.
Yeah, I am. But from what I've seen, when Ezra he was like when he was talking, it felt like his mind was going like 1,000 words per minute. So like it felt like the Flash, like how he's just kind of further than the conversation actually is, because he's always thinking of something else, which I did feel character. That probably might have been my only reason I really liked his character, was that he felt like he was sitting there trying to listen to those guys, but his mind was going somewhere else, completely somewhere else,
Yeah.
which I think was kind of a redeeming thing. But I can get why people didn't. Um, I mean, who would y'all, if y'all know what prefer to play the Flash, who would y'all see jump on the role?
The guy who plays Flash in on the CW show, Grant Gustin. That's
Yeah, I was
easy.
gonna ask that question. Doesn't it come on this on CW?
Yes.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, he's a good Flash.
Hmm.
I I've seen like a couple episodes of the show. I think my only problem is strongest comic book Flash. So like it's sitting there like watching his problems happen. It's more like, oh, this dude can solve this in like 10 seconds, but he's gonna spend a whole 45 minutes trying to.
Yeah, the first, most of the episodes in season one were like that. Yeah, he basically solved every conflict that he had with every villain by just running faster. Yeah, but I think the conflicts got a little bit more complex post season one. But yeah, season one, most of the episodes were like that. But after season one, it was no, the show definitely
He picked up.
it got a lot better. Well, I think, and because season one was such a big success, I'm sure they got the budget for season 2 and 3, they had a much bigger budget going into season 2 and season 3. So
Mm.
more money means cooler stuff. Uh, Backtracking to the Keanu Reeves thing, I just wanted to just this little fun fact. Keanu Reeves has an honorary black belt in judo, and he took uh, took up jujitsu for let's see, I believe Brazil. Yeah, he took up Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a couple of months for John Wick, the first John Wick movie. Uh,
That's dope.
yeah. So yeah, he's I'd say he's pretty legit.
Mm.
Actually led me to an article. I'm looking at an article called Top 15. Crap, oh snap! Wait a minute. Yeah, 15 male actors with serious martial arts skills, and yeah, Reeves is on this list. I think they got him ranked number. Dang, he might be number one. I'm scrolling down. Yeah, they got him as number one
I mean, have you seen the video of him on the training course though?
for
For John
for
Wick, where
what
he's on
movie?
the firing range?
No,
Yeah,
nah.
yeah, I seen that. That's the video I was talking about.
That
Yeah,
man can maneuver with some weapons.
yeah, he's learned like he was learning from professional,
God,
switch around and do like the real like um
that's a real life John Wick.
he was he was
Oh
actually
no,
looking kind of
dude,
scary. I was
Keanu
like,
Reeves. Yeah,
yo,
um, yeah, Keanu Reeves. I didn't find this out until maybe a couple of years ago. But this dude was a serious athlete.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I
yeah,
could
before he
tell.
became an athlete, like he Aiden, did you know that after did you ever see the movie The Replacements?
Um, yes, but I don't really remember too much of it.
Okay, fun fact about this, he plays the quarterback for like for the for the professional football team in Washington D.C. I mean, they're not the Redskins in the movie. They're called like the Sentinels or something like that. And it's during a player strike, and like they need a they pick up the team like picks up a whole bunch of like scrubs and has-beens
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So apparently Keanu Reeves actually got an offer to try out for uh, the job of quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens because the year after the replacements came out, that was the year the Ravens. That was the year that no, hold on. That was the year the Cleveland Browns moved to Baltimore, right, to become the Ravens, and
Yeah.
they were having tryouts, and he actually got an offer after they saw him in the film. He turned it down, but yeah, but even before that, he before he became an actor, he was uh like a legit prospect as a hockey player.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he was an athlete. They don't have Wesley Snipes on this list though, and everybody knows Wesley Snipes is like. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, he is. Here he is. He's on here. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, he should be on here. The dude who played Spawn should be on here. Now he's like a
Michael Jai White is a weapon.
yes, that dude. He's like a grand master, man. He's
Wasn't
got
Michael J. White in what was that movie?
the Dark Knight.
No, it was some movie.
Oh, he was in it though. He's the one Heath Ledger killed with the pencil trick.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
I think
That
oh
was
Blood and
him.
Bone. Have y'all seen that? Blood and Bone.
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he
that's a
yeah,
bad. Yeah,
that's
Michael J. White. That's a bad man.
now is he a black belt or something or
Dude, he's probably got so many black belts. Like
It's
you
probably
probably
like
lost count.
second degree, third degree type stuff.
didn't
Absolutely.
he
Yeah, no, he's
fight
a legit
Kimbo
martial
didn't he
arts.
fight didn't he
He's a
fight
legit
Kimbo
martial arts
Slice?
master.
Didn't he fight Kimbo Slice?
Did he? I don't remember.
No. I think what you're referring to a video that was on YouTube where he was teaching Kimbo how to throw punches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about because Kimbo was
R.I.P.
in Blood
Kimbo.
and Bone.
R.I.P. Kimbo.
Oh yeah, 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 no doubt. Yeah, that's right.
He tried to slide it in there. He was like, "What?"
Yeah, that video still it's probably still up on YouTube. But yeah, I remember seeing that video. He was teaching them how to throw punches without. Uh, he was teaching them how to not telegraph his punches, right? Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah, he needs to teach me something.
yeah. You know what's crazy about that is like not long after that, not long after Kimbo left MMA, he became a pro boxer and he like he won a world title like a year or two after he went pro. So it was really quick. Michael J. White might have been training him. I mean, you never know.
I
But
wonder
he
how
did get
long. I wonder how long Kimbo is gonna live. 'Cause I'm like, I wonder how many concussions he had.
from all that street fighting.
Yeah,
Uh, But he was the thing is he never lost though. At least not in any of the videos we saw.
yeah.
You know. But yeah, but that's still
He was a pretty big dude though.
yeah, he
Well, still
was
is.
or was. Yeah. Um I mean he was just he had a lot of flaws in his game though. At least when he got to MMA that was apparent. He was just a dude who was really heavy handed. I mean he never got a at least when he got to UFC he didn't really beat anybody of significance that I can remember after the Ultimate Fighter.
So
Uh,
have y'all been coming up with any cooking recipes while you're on this quarantine?
No.
I made
I know there's some.
mozzarella. I make mozzarella.
oh, word?
Yeah, I had to get some breadcrumbs. Shush, goodness, just give me a second. Let me talk. But yeah, mozzarella sticks. You get like the Italian breadcrumbs, and
I
then
love mozzarella sticks.
egg and flour. Yeah, and then you deep fry it. It's actually it's pretty slaps.
Did you say Italian breadcrumbs?
Yeah, you know, you can use the Japanese breadcrumbs, but Italian breadcrumbs cook better.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah, it's really good.
So you haven't been. Me. I'd say so far, me, Jesse, and E, man, we pretty much been giving up a lot of what we've been doing. I'm actually interested to find out what Aiden's been doing. I don't know if he.
um, a lot of music and video games, if I'm being honest. But it's not like I'm being like unproductive with it. Like, I'm going through a lot of new music that I haven't heard before. Going back through my favorite artists, kind of like taking notes on different things they do or different tendencies they have. Maybe some like songwriting techniques they have. Kind of doing that. Practicing guitar a little bit, starting to kind of like not write things, but transcribe a few things. I've been playing video games, recording parts of it, editing up videos. I've been streaming a lot, just kind of out here doing stuff, you know what I mean?
Now you
Yeah.
still for those of you who are listening, that if you don't know this, aim. Well, no, you posted. I think you posted in the description.
Yeah, I don't know.
The gaming channel. Yeah.
I leave the links, all that kind of stuff in my in the description. Yeah. So if you
Right.
guys want to
Okay.
check out any of it, I'm pretty active on
Uh,
both YouTube and Twitch. So
Okay.
I'll
How many videos have you uploaded like since you've been home? Have you been like doing you been uploading like a lot?
I haven't uploaded since I've been home, but I've just been doing a lot of editing. Oh, actually,
Okay.
I uploaded one, but I've just been doing a lot of editing and like gathering.
Hmm.
So the way I really am with my channel is it's like I'll post a couple videos and I'll be inactive for like 3 or 4 months because that's when I'm getting all of my gameplay together. Especially like when we were on campus, I didn't have too much time to play. But now it's like, I'm recording all this stuff or I'm streaming all that kind of thing. And so after a while, then I'll transfer all of it from my PS4 to my laptop, then I'll edit through it and then I'll post it. So like it comes and goes in waves. So I might post 5, 6, 7 videos in a 2, 3 month span, and then like 5 months later, I post my next video. It's just how long it takes for me to gather enough usable content to be able to put something together.
What game have you been playing the most?
Um,
Right.
Destiny 2, a lot. Also been pretty active with my clan, but like Destiny, Rugby Challenge 3, For Honor is pretty big. Voice crack. For Honor is a pretty big one for me. Um,
Don't you have Dark Souls?
I do, but that's on my laptop and it doesn't run very well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, because I have Steam Share with my brother, and so he has all those games, but they don't run the smoothest on my laptop. I mean, I have Bloodborne from my PlayStation, but I haven't played that lately.
Hmm.
So, I kind of got back in Apex Legends as well. Um, Thinking about streaming it a little bit. It's not my favorite game in the world, but it gets pretty fun to screw around with.
I started playing Shadow of
Hey,
that game's some heat, man.
which one? Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor?
Shadow of Mordor, man.
So the first one of the series.
He is sick.
Yeah.
I I was truly impressed playing that game. I got the
I have Shadow of War, the sequel, if you want it.
I was down to play it. My stepdad has him this. It's the only thing I can say I have a problem with is that everywhere I go, if I fight like one Uruk, there's always like two more captains like chilling. And I'm like,
Oh
yo,
yeah,
where did y'all come
the
from?
farther you go in that game, the more hectic it gets.
Yeah, like I was sitting there fighting one captain by himself, and he has like a ton of enemy. He has a ton of like helpful like guards and stuff like that. I'm fighting all of them at one time, and then all of a sudden, there's another guy will pop up, and he'll do like a little clash, and he'll be like, "I'm gonna kill you, Ranger." I'm like, "Yo, hop
Yeah.
off." That's like my only problem with that game is that they're like every that um and what is the other game I'm playing? I totally forgot now. Shoot, I already forgot, but that's the oh no, Warzone like, free.
I can't connect to that. Like I'll download it, but it'll say like, oh, you can't connect to the servers.
It's been having some server issues for a minute, so it
No,
might.
but it's been doing that for like 2 weeks.
Oh, then yeah, I don't know about that. Then I do know I'm trying to start leveling up on that. Like okay, so like the parachute thing for the game is you'll land and then he'll have a startup before you can start shooting. Like he'll sit there for a minute and then you can start shooting. That gives the enemy time to look at you, get a scope zone on you, and then you're dead by the time you even get your gun start shooting off. So like you either have to catch somebody lacking or you have to catch them like before they get you by running at them when you can find them on the map. Like it's one of the things about that is just trying to make sure that you are ahead of the enemy because if they'll catch you lagging before you can really quickly, and it takes about maybe like a couple shots, and then you're done for. And then if you run out of bullets, that reload time is just so slow, you're dead. That's probably the only thing about Warzone I probably don't like, but so far I'm really enjoying Shadow of Mordor. I might have to hop we're done because game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you guys think it's
Dang
I
you,
mean,
man, you type heavy, bro.
yeah, you do.
I'm sorry.
What were you
Even are
saying,
you doing
Tyler?
that on purpose or is that?
Okay, yeah, that was on purpose. That was on
Goodness gracious.
purpose.
What were you saying,
I,
Tyler?
I yeah, I was about to ask because I mean I can't really say that I'm up on the latest and the latest and greatest of the gaming industry, but do you guys feel like that these battle royale free for all shoot 'em up games that they pretty much dominate the market?
Yes and no.
Yeah, I think he said no, but I'm saying yeah.
I'm saying yes and no because it's like it's definitely at the forefront and it's definitely still kind of a craze. It's dying out a little bit, but it's it's one of those things. Just like games will always have its fans. There'll always be people playing Call of Duty. There's always going to be people playing FIFA, Madden. It's like big games like that and those kind of styles. Like there'll always be people playing RPGs. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's I just think that it's the most prominent socially. Like it's obviously the one that's most like kind of out there at the forefront. But like the whole Fortnite craze is all dying off and all that kind of stuff. So I mean like yes and no. They're still prominent, but I think it's starting to fade into I don't want to say mainstream gaming, but like it's starting to fade into just like its own separate kind of like forefront genre. Like obviously your main ones are like FPS, like first person shooter, RPG, sports games, and then like battle royale is making its own. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of starting to
yeah.
come into the fold of your regular games. So
I mean,
I
I
would say
remember.
yes and no. I think it's starting to die out as like everyone's obsessed with it, but it's not like lesser
I
than
mean,
the others.
I remember when a few years back when the game that it seemed like everybody was playing was the Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah, that game got old real quick. I don't see how people love
What
it
game?
so
Hold up.
much.
Say it again. What game?
Well,
GTA.
not a particular game, but like the Grand Theft Auto series. Like, I mean, that was every time the latest installment came out, like everybody I knew, everybody was playing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like it's a cool game, but like it gets old so quick.
Yeah.
Like I don't see how there's two people playing hours and hours and hours of it. Like it's not that fun. Like you can't really do that much. You know what I mean?
Well, the most recent one, didn't you basically? I mean, it was basically virtual LA, wasn't it? I
Well,
mean,
yeah, but I'm saying it's like it got old real quick. Like there's not much to do other than drive cars, shoot people. Um,
Oh yeah, I get what
yeah,
you mean. Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying? Like there's not much variety to it. Like it's not fun. I don't
mhm.
see why people love it so much.
GTA. It's the carnage. I think just the letting you allow to do anything you so please is kind of what
Yeah,
draws
but
people in for
there's
GTA.
so many other.
Really?
Yeah.
Keep that in there. Yeah, you stole my car. He wasn't even talking. No, but I think it's the whole
You can
point is
do
that
that
it's
though.
so free. Yeah, you can do that. Like that's the whole point that you can do whatever you so please in that world, and it's realistic to what our world is like. So like,
No,
it's
it's not
kind of like
realistic at all. It's not
I
Yo, have
realistic
you
at
played it,
all.
E-Man? E-Man, have
I
you
mean,
played it?
I've played it, but it's not like.
No, no,
Hold on
has
one
he
second, man.
played it? Has Little
Oh
Man?
no, he's seen us play it before. We try not to
Oh, I
is
got curious.
that crazy. Um, I do think it's not as. Think about it like this, Aiden. It's not as
Was it?
so like it's more realistic than that.
What are
And
you talking
those games
about?
are
You
off the
cut out. Are you
wall.
talking about Saints Row?
Saints Row, yeah, Saints Row 3 and 4,
Those are
absolutely
just
crazy.
yeah, but those are supposed to be out there.
Yeah, but like at least GTA tried to stay in some grounded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Kind
they
of.
try at least. Like they have the best job, but they have like you can go do yoga in the game for crying out loud. You can go to
Yeah, but
um.
like, who finds joy in doing that? Like, seriously,
It's
there's
the
just
people.
so
It's the
much
people that want
useless
to
programming in that
reenact
game.
someone else's life. I guess that's really what I think GTA gives people that route to do whatever you so please in your little dark whatever. You can express that on your GTA game, and it's the whole point that there's no repercussions for whatever you do, and you kind of just come back and just do it all over again. Um, I personally, I mean, I play GTA every now and then. I'm a big GTA person, but I can get the whole aspect of why people play it, and why people are waiting for like next installments or loving the new updates and still playing GTA Online. That of that nature, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for battle royales to say, I want Fortnite to die.
Oh yeah, most
I want
definitely.
Fortnite to go away. I'm done with Fortnite. Sick of it.
I never played it, and I never will.
I played it, and it's still it's just getting more complicated.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Too much.
I definitely do enjoy like the whole battle royale thing. Like, it's a cool style. It's a great idea. It's just I just don't like Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like Fortnite. PUBG's cool to me.
Like, this. See, here's the thing. Fortnite is like the Rick and Morty of video games. In of itself, it's not bad. It's the
Hmm.
cancerous fan base that surrounds it makes me not want to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
because they're all just sitting there throwing out Pickle Rick and
Yeah,
you
exactly
know,
my point. Like like there's so many funny things in that show, and that was definitely not one of them.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so before we go, me and the fellas, I know it's been at the very least 2 months since our last video, and we've had some discussions about things that we want to do, or just we've obviously been exchanging ideas about what we'd like to do for future videos, upcoming videos. I don't necessarily have a list in front of me of what those ideas were, but can anybody think of like off the top of their head what anything that I guess we've all agreed on doing? I mean, as far as topics and stuff.
Um, so pretty much what I had proposed to the group is so we'd all kind of start to take videos in a different route. So we will expand QCP from just a podcast. And instead of being like a channel that does podcasts, it'll be like a YouTube channel that podcasts are part of their content. So it's like it's all in the same channel, but its own separate section of our content. But we start to make
Yeah.
actual videos. I mean, obviously we're away from each other right now, but
Mhm.
I know once we get back together, once this all this clears up, and we can go back to campus in the fall and all that kind of stuff. We'll start to do some more things together. So like whether that be challenges or more personal videos, like maybe behind the scenes podcast stuff, like a lot more kind of like camera work kind of things. So like
Video
actual
projects, maybe.
yeah, like actual live videos.
Yeah, yeah,
We can also do stuff here from home. So we're like, we can all each individually upload things on our channels. Like
yeah.
so part of one video, and like I can compile it all up into one. Just we're definitely looking to expand QCP from just more than solely podcasts, which are definitely not going anywhere. Don't get us wrong.
Right. No,
These are still gonna be coming, but
that's right.
we're just gonna do more than
Uh,
just that. Which might keyword might mean that the podcasts are going to be a little bit more spaced out. Obviously, they're kind of spaced out now just because everything is kind of out of whack right now. But like once we get back, we have a more scheduled time. They might take more just depending on the content that we decide to create that day when we meet. But we are definitely not stopping podcasts. Those are definitely still coming. So
okay. Anybody
All right.
else?
I know that's about it.
no, no.
Okay. Well, before we go, again, I just want to say this. I am very happy that after all four of us left campus and we all went home, the fact that you guys stayed and not just stayed in contact with each other, but me as well. I'm definitely thankful for that. I'm glad we. I don't say I don't want to say I was worried about the channel, given circumstances that we're currently living under, but there was, it was possible that maybe, other things would take precedent. And, I'm not just talking about schoolwork, but just the fact that we've stayed in contact with each other and, kept open communication. I know we don't talk to each other, we don't message each other every single day, but you guys get what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm happy
yeah,
that,
most definitely.
we still, for those of you who are subscribers to our channel, even though it had been a while since we posted a video, but we were still keeping tabs on each other, checking in, seeing how everybody's doing, when we can and stuff like that. So, I'm grateful for that because you guys are really the only classmates I really talk to or really in a chat with that I communicate with daily. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm
And
grateful
I
for that.
guess yeah. Wrapping this up, I wanted to say, uh, make sure you Don't use so much toilet paper. That was the one kept it off with.
Agreed. Yeah.
Limit the toilet paper. And we're gonna get through this. Just day by day, guys. Day by day.
Keep it simple. That's all I'm doing. I just keep it simple. Follow precaution. Well, J May hasn't said anything. J May, you got anything?
Oh no,
Okay.
All right. Well, since he doesn't have anything, how about he tells us what our viewers need to do?
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Can't forget about that.
uh-uh. Yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit notification.
And don't be
Hey,
afraid to leave comments either.
he was
Whether it
breaking
be
up.
Oh
If
yeah.
anyone wants to repeat what he just said, because he was kind of breaking up.
yeah, he broke up a little bit at the end.
How
But
about you? How about you, wee man?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey,
there you go.
and
Hit the notification bell.
Yeah,
hey,
notification bell.
yes.
Yeah, tap it. Just
And
tap it for the one.
like the man said, don't be afraid to leave comments, guys. Just
And
because we make
suggestions
the
for,
video,
for
yeah,
topics,
yeah, yeah. Just because we're the ones that are like, making it, we're the entity of creation in this department does not mean that we cannot contact you. So please feel
That's
free to
right.
speak to us.
Yeah.
And with all
All
that
right.
being
Well,
said, Tyler,
time to go eat. Oh yes. Well, like I said, it's time to go eat. We're
The
gonna
priorities.
we're gonna wrap it up again. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Queen City Psychos podcast. All right, you guys stay
Later,
safe.
boss.
Again, just be smart and God bless. We will catch you again on the next episode. Peace.